Hi, everybody, and welcome to Cook and Code with Dr. Sharon. And I have a very special guest with me today. My son, Dylan, is joining us to help make our bubble bread.
7 ingredients.
I love it. Well, 7, or it could be 5, based on whether or not you might like to add nuts or raisins to your
Because
bubble
you could
bread.
also be allergic to some of those things. So.
Absolutely. Bubble bread is delicious, and we like to make it as a holiday treat or as a breakfast treat if we're going to have people over. So the first ingredient is what, Dylan?
It is 1 cup of white sugar.
All right, so 1 cup of sugar. Now, if we're thinking about this in terms of computer science and how I like to think through how cooking is like creating a program in computer science, I want you to think through the sequence and the algorithm that we're getting ready to follow to create bubble bread. And I also want you to think about, as we're doing this, you're going to hear us mention that you might want to use a particular ingredient or maybe something else. And that is something that we call in computer science variables. That's also something you use in math. So for instance, if you don't have a 1 cup, you could do what, Dylan? If you don't have a full cup, could you do 2 of something else?
Yeah, you could do like half of a cup or 2 of those.
Do 2 of those. Exactly right. So you can use your math and fraction skills to figure it out. All right. So next ingredient is 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. All right. So we are going to be using biscuits. I've already opened 1 can, but then we're going to take 2 to 3 cans of refrigerated biscuits, and we're going to be tearing those apart and mixing those in with the sugar and the cinnamon. So what Dylan's going to do, and this is really fun to do with your kids, is where we just have a gallon plastic bag here, and he's going to dump that into the bag. Perfection. And we are going to put a teaspoon of cinnamon in this bag. All right. As we're thinking through that, again, think a little bit about when you're trying to create a program in computer science, or even when you're doing this particular recipe, you're breaking it down into smaller parts, which is called decomposition. And decomposition helps you solve problems, but in a way that's manageable, step by step. And when we're creating this very simple bread, I'm able to break it down into smaller parts so that Dylan can help or multiple kids can help, right? And then one thing we're getting ready to do is we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to do some shaking, and that's what we call repetition, which is also called a loop, which is one of my favorite things. As he's working on that, I'm going to go ahead and be opening up my biscuits. And the key to this is this can be done any way. This is the coolest part about this recipe. You can tear them, you can cut them, however you want to do. What we want to do is take these biscuits and we want to break them apart into smaller pieces. So smaller pieces like so. And there's no particular science or math to this, but you could make it so if you wanted to cut it into 4ths or into 8ths. But I'm just going to tear them apart, just a little more fun, especially if you've got smaller kids. He has now added the cinnamon. He's adding the cinnamon to our bag. My apologies, son. 2 teaspoons. I thought we just needed 1. So he's adding that. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Now, this is always an interesting excursion. I'm taking this and I'm just sort of tapping it, and there's the pop. Yay! It always says it's supposed to self-open, but I don't know about you. Whenever I try to open up biscuits, it never self-opens. All right. So, Mr. Dylan, once he's got his cinnamon and sugar in the bag, what I would recommend you do is seal it. And then Dylan is just going to shake this back and forth to mix the cinnamon and sugar together. All right. So this is when you know you're ready. Okay. Now, this is where you could add in walnuts or raisins here. You could, or you can sprinkle them on top. All right, kiddo, let's start dropping our biscuits into our mixture. We're just tearing them up into smaller pieces.
Tear them up into the size of like a donut hole, probably around that kind of size.
I like that.
So this is about what it should look like. A bunch of just biscuit bits with brown sugar and white sugar.
Perfect.
That's really it.
So now the next step in our sequence is that we've added the cinnamon and the sugar and now our biscuits. Dylan's going to do a repeated action, and he is going to shake this up so that the entire biscuits get coated. Shake it, shake it, shake them.
You're just going to keep shaking until it looks like all of them are coated. While we tip it over, make sure all the sides.
All right. Now, as he's shaking, I'm pulled out one of my favorite pans. This is called a bunt pan, B-U-N-D-T. This is actually Dottie's, my grandmother's. And so I love to use this pan. You could use a variety of pans, but I like this because it creates a center for our bubble bread. So I'm also going to take a little bit of spray and spray my pan so that the bubble bread does not stick when we pull it out. And when you've got them good and coated, you want to put them into the butt pan. And how you do that again varies based on how you want to arrange. So you can just kind of put them in by piece, or you can dump them in. The last two ingredients are margarine and brown sugar, and you are to use around a cup of brown sugar. SpaghettiOs, we didn't have a full cup of brown sugar. So what I'm going to do is instead of doing a half a cup of butter, I'm just going to do a little more butter and then mix in the sugar. I'm going to do a little bit of debugging and a little bit of variability here with this in order to make it work because I didn't go buy more brown sugars. I'm going to take this, sadly. So as he's working on that, I am going to begin to melt our butter. So as I said, a full stick here is actually a half a cup of butter. So on the side of this, it tells you exactly the measurement. And so 1 full stick of butter is equal to 1/2 cup. So I'm going to go ahead and dump that in. And as this is melting, he's wrapping up putting in our
Sprinkle a little bit more sugar on
more
top.
on there. Hey, you got
And
2 more in there, buddy.
And one of the best parts of doing it is I can
Of course. All right, now go wash your hands. You can see here we've got our bubble bread into our bunt pan, but you can use any kind of round pan or, even a flat, whatever you have in your house is just fine. That's one of the cool things about cooking and about creating. All right, our butter is quickly melting. So as this begins to melt, then we will add in our brown sugar.
So far, it should probably look like this, just like a bunch of biscuit pieces covered in just sugar and ground cinnamon. But we're also eventually going to put this in the oven, and it's going to look amazing. So
He's now adding in the brown sugar, what we have left of brown sugar. Last step before we put this in the oven is we are going to pour our butter and brown sugar over our bubble bread. Make sure all of it gets good and coated. Now this is going to go into a 350-degree oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. Okay. It took us a little longer, didn't it, Dylan?
Yeah, it was supposed to be only 12 minutes, but it took us about 30, but it may not take you that long.
Yeah, I said 350. We probably could have put it more on like 375 or 425 to make it go a little faster. So again, figuring it out, debugging, and figuring out what works best. But this is our finished products. We have our bubble bread here.
Before we taste it, we should probably let it cool down first.
Maybe, but I feel like I want to just dig in.
Okay, well, we're probably going to dig in. If you don't really want it really steaming hot, I'd probably wait maybe 10 minutes for it to cool.
I'm going to take a little scoop. I'm going to put it out here on the plate and let it cool just a little bit.
Let's try some.
It's good. Real good. Super delicious. All right, so in 7 ingredients or less, we made a delicious treat that you can share with your family for the holiday season, for when guests come over. Remember, the best part about cooking is that it doesn't have to be the same way every time, and you can explore different ingredients and make it your own and have a good time. Thanks for joining us on this Cook and Code with Dr. Sharon, my special guest, Dylan, and we look forward to seeing you next time.